All right, here we are. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Justin Leeper here, ready to play through SmackDown vs. Raw 2011's Road to WrestleMania mode. I'm going to start with versus Undertaker because I feel like it, because it's been a while, because I want to play this thing. First, see here the animated load screen. I had Ukes do 2 animated load screens. This one, going to the arena, kind of making the towns, is based on the Mike Tyson Punch-Out, like when Mac is chasing Doc wearing his pink sweatsuit. And here we are in Montreal, Canada. Not Quebec, Canada. Montreal, Canada. Okay, that's not what I thought I would look like. Well, I guess that'll be a surprise then when I go back and make sure that I'm actually who I should be.
We remodeled our backstage area, so I decided to call all superstars personally to film.
Now, Vince does this before every Road to WrestleMania, I believe, just to give you a little bit of an introduction. Now I notice the captions are weird. I don't know if that's because I'm playing the Japanese version or if captions are that weird on PS3. What the deal is. So yeah, there's a lot of weird things right now because I do not look like how I thought I would look, and there are some captions that are missing. So let's take a look here. Now, I have it on inverted camera. I'm always an inverted camera guy. I like my down to be up and my up to be down when I'm looking around. Metal Gear Solid is the only game series I know of where I don't do that because I don't think it was an option, at least not early on. But yeah, we give you this little phone, kind of your menu hub that you can take anywhere with you. We start pretty much every week in the garage, and there's a little TV here that'll serve as the intro if you want.
Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as we kick off the road to WrestleMania. And along with the title showdowns and Money in the Bank ladder match, we continue.
So of course, previous versions of this game, previous Road to WrestleManias, you would have motion captured clips of, say, Cole and Lawler talking about this on camera. We don't have that here. I thought, as I've said before, I thought that they were a little bit of a waste of motion capture, and, you know, with all of this backstage stuff, there are other corners that we needed to cut to be able to do this. Of course, this is the first year that we had a free-roaming backstage environment, at least, you know. I mean, way back in the day, they had a first-person one, but, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is the first time we had this. So, doing all this in 11 months, not easy. You know, we have 500 pages of script all told between all 5 of these Road to WrestleManias.
Chris Jericho? What brings you to Raw?
Not that it's any of your business, but consider me a talent scout. I know I'm going to win SmackDown's tournament, and I wanted to see if anyone here on Raw would provide a challenge. So when you go out there tonight, know that the best in the world will be watching you closely. Don't crack under the pressure, okay?
So we call those real-time cutscenes because, well, they're not even real-time because he's not, you know, we didn't have the budget to lip-sync him. And I'm sure some people were a little bit bummed out about that, but that's the way it is. Again, we had 11 months to make this, so let's see what Miz has to say.
So tell me, who do you have in the first round?
It's me and Randy Orton.
Orton, huh? That's cool. You'll probably lose. Me? I'm taking on Triple H. Sure, anyone can play the game, but it takes someone truly awesome to beat the game.
Huh. And I enjoy Miz's jokingly the game voice thing. Yeah, and I think Miz is one of the many WWE characters who you could also be in this, even though I originally wrote it to be just create a superstar. While and there's some ads, that's kind of funny. While the voiceover team was, you know, on the road with WWE getting voiceovers, they were able to grab, I think, 5 or so superstars and get them to record all the create a superstar lines. And man, I look like a cross between Tyson Tomko and who's the dude who is also with Matt Hardy and those guys? You know who I'm talking about, right? Not Jamie Noble. Nah, anyway. Ooh, what's that? That's cool. There's a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat action figure ad. Yeah, why not? You know, this background, this backstage area was actually designed by the project manager, the producer for Road to WrestleMania this year, David Knox. Shout out to him.
You better get lost. Chop, chop.
And that's, I think, Davey Boy Smith Jr. Yeah, so Knox had a background in game design, which, helped us out with things like this. He also is the one who took all the pictures on mocap set because, I, as director, he didn't have a whole lot to do there, so he took a lot of pictures. So anytime you see any behind-the-scenes kind of mocap pictures, those were taken by him.
I'm a lot smarter and stronger than I was back at WrestleMania 21. In fact, I'm the most dominant superstar in the WWE. I'm going to prove it by winning this tournament and destroying Undertaker. You'd be smart to stay out of my way.
Oh. All right. And WrestleMania 21 is when Randy Orton took on The Undertaker, so he wants to do it again. He's saying he's better now than he was. Who's that? Is that Finley? So we have all these kind of idle animations. He's shadowboxing.
You know what? You need to take a hike, pal.
Now you'll notice that everybody's being pretty negative. They don't really like me very much. It makes sense here a little bit, maybe because I'm the rookie, but I should have had some neutral or positive kind of just generic voiceovers for them to say. Oh well. My bad.
Are you in that tournament? I wouldn't get anywhere near Undertaker. I mean, didn't he encase Paul Bearer in cement?
Now, I think that those actions for these real-time cutscenes were motion captured. But again, we could not match the mouths. And here's a little kind of match card thing. I wrote these up and I drew most of them. We took pictures and put them as textures. I think at some point, one of our kind of intern guys ended up drawing the rest, but that definitely was my handwriting. And here's the other interactive load screen, which is kind of going through to gorilla position. Something that you rarely see from programming, but it kind of makes sense that you're walking the walk, you're getting ready. Unfortunately, it seems that we are still loading when we stopped walking, but maybe we're getting psyched
The
up.
next two gladiators step up to see who takes on the devil himself.
If you ask me, the prize for winning this tournament is more like a punishment.
Okay, and I have not played this game in a while, so you're going to see me be pretty bad.
Of his own dirty deeds.
And that character is Oderus Urungus, who is, okay, I guess Circle does not pick you up anymore. Circle goes for pin. Good to know, and probably I'll mess that up a lot. But Oderus Urungus was the lead singer of the heavy metal band Gwar, my favorite band, really, ever since I was a teenager. And the reason why Oderus Urungus is right now my created superstar and why I took about 45 minutes to design him from scratch here is because Dave Brockie played Oderus Urungus. He was the lead singer of Gwar, the real guy behind it. He designed the costume, did so much art, kind of the soul of the band Gwar. And he was also the voiceover for Created Superstar in this mode. Dave and I go pretty far back to about 1999, and he and I have been pretty close back when I was a slave at Gwar's Slave Pit, their headquarters in Richmond, Virginia. So when I designed this story mode, and I thought, who should be the voice of the guy who takes on Undertaker? I thought Dave Brockie would be great to do it, because he can be comical, he can be serious, he can be brutal. So we brought him in, and I directed him in voiceover when he happened to be in town. Wow, that was a fast match. And he did as great a job as I hoped that he would, so I was very happy to have him. He died in 2015. Not long, basically 2 weeks after Gwar was in Japan doing 2 shows, and I was in Japan with them. I wasn't living here yet, but I came out to join them and to help them. And he sadly died 2 weeks after they got home from that. And I ended up going on the road with Gwar the next concert, or the next tour, without Dave. It was surreal. It was very strange. But so yeah, part of that mask there is Jushin Thunder Liger-esque, I believe. But I used like a rattlesnake pattern there and made it kind of pinkish. So I'm a little bit proud of that. Of course, Road Warrior shoulder pads, very similar to Gwar's shoulder pads. And now we're in Boston, Massachusetts. And actually that Load screen holds up pretty well. I think that's pretty cool. And there's my... Not Jamie Noble. What the hell's that guy's name? You've probably thought of it already, and you're hitting the comments. I forget.
As it hosts Monday Night Raw. And what a night we have for these great fans.
The buzz of the WWE Universe is this Undertaker tournament, and Raw's second round will take place tonight.
Each superstar is hungry to break Undertaker's vaunted WrestleMania streak. Who'll move one step closer tonight?
Okay, I looked it up. Shannon Moore. He looks like Shannon Moore meets Tyson Tomko, does he not? Okay, I earned 225 SP. Now, let's talk about that, shall we? There's this kind of level up type of mechanic in this, which I did not work on. I had nothing to do with it. I thought, okay, if you want to do it, that's fine. It was designed pretty late, like after all the other stuff was pretty much implemented for this. And it was designed by the same guy who took over for me to make quote-unquote Road to WrestleMania for WWE 12. And he was also the guy whose idea was to have the time machine from Edge and Christian, which is a great idea. Having this... I don't know if this character builder thing works very well. I heard it kind of doesn't.
You won and I lost last week? Must have been a full moon or something.
Something around here is full of...
You don't have to worry about me, all right? I'm awesome, and that streak will never be broken.
I like how Miz interrupts the created superstar both weeks when we were saying something. So, yeah, I like the timing on that. They got the timing really well. I don't know if that was Ukes or if that was Sound Deluxe, who is our audio guys, who are awesome.
No mama's way.
Ooh. I think that they were every superstar ad-lib their kind of get lost line. And here we are in the training center.
You have your sights set on the Undertaker? Let me tell you right now, from experience, the reward is not worth the cost. I fear no man, but that streak isn't a man-made thing. There are other forces at work.
I fear no man, and that streak is not a man-made thing. That's definitely something that I would have written. We had a writing team for 2011. Because I could not write 500 pages all by myself. So we had a couple dudes. My friend Raymond Padilla, a guy I knew from my game journalist time, he was a writer. And then we had a couple others, and then maybe two others. And then Sean Baby stepped in and was did some punch-ups on all the scripts. And if you know Internet Funny, you know Sean Baby. He's great. Let's see what's up in Stephanie's office. She has a lot of pictures of her dad and art of her dad. That's a little odd. I've been to Stephanie's office in real life.
Get out of my face.
And that's pretty similar to the response that I got from Stephanie when I was in her office trying out for interviewing for WWE creative position after making this game. Her almost exact words to me were, "You're not as good as you think you are." But they flew me out, so I had to be okay. And, well, let's look at that. That is a very low texture quality on that road case, I feel. I wonder if it's like that on 360, because as we've known in past, the 360 SKU is a better looking SKU. SKU means different unit types, different shipped versions of a product.
I'm going to warn you. I'm not happy about our match last week. In fact, I'm pretty angry about it. And you should not mess with an angry viper.
So I guess it's out of the question for you to wish me luck tonight?
Your luck has just run out.
Oh, all right. And we're going to have one of our first kind of side mission fights. So we threw a couple of these in each storyline. Once your opponent's health reaches 0, he's knocked out. So this is a backstage brawl. All right. But see, look, I'm in my full Oderus costume there. And Oderus has weird claws and he has giant feet. He wears fishnets, so I found this kind of tribal tights design to make it look like fishnets. Oh, let's see if we can throw him in the hamper. Pacha! There he goes. Haha! So I got to figure out a way to get me to be in this costume at all times. We'll see what happens. I'll do that when I have a nice lull, and I probably will edit it out. Because you're not interested in watching that. Nor are you probably interested in seeing my weird Shannon Moore, Tyson Tomko look. Boom! Into the soda, which is now just so. Now I used all default moves on Oderus, because it took me so darn long to make his cosmetic look. I wasn't too worried about his moveset. So I'm not sure what his finisher is. I'm not sure what his signature move is. Oh, let's do that power bomb. Always love this. Wow. Everything's so dusty. Gotta get some cleaners up in here. Oh, I got a finisher up. Okay, but I don't get to use it. Oh well. But I win. Yay! I'm not sure what that little film reel animation is in the lower left corner sometimes. If that's some kind of highlight reel stuff, I guess, that I'm not super familiar with. Again, guys, I have not played this game since maybe 2013. I think I went through with, like, the Cena story or something. Yeah, I beat you there, bucko. And I got some more training superstar points. So that green fire on his back is... Hey, Cody. That green fire on his back is reminiscent of an actual tattoo that Dave Brocky has of the Frenchie logo, which is kind of green. It's not meant to be a pot reference. And who's in here? Oh, the game.
I saw Jericho sneaking around out there. He better not try to interfere in our match, because I always have a way to even the odds.
So there's a lot more voiceover, which is why the scripts were so much bigger, and a lot more things going on in the backstage. You know, this backstage is not as active as I hoped it would be, but there's still a lot more things going on than just the linear version of the other two Road to WrestleManias. So, yeah, a lot more work for us as writers, a lot more work for the voiceover team, all that stuff.
Nice work against Orton last week. I just don't know if you can handle Triple H alone. So I'll tell you what, if you agree to help me win the tournament on SmackDown, maybe I'll give you an assist tonight. How does that sound?
Okay, am I going to get to choose? Yes or no? Yeah, sure, Jericho. Kind of funny how many AEW guys are running around backstage, huh?
Don't you worry about a thing. Go out there and do your best. And if I see you need a hand, you'll see me out there.
So now that I think about it, I believe one of our mocap superstars, AJ Castro, shout out to AJ, did these kind of talking animations, and that looks like it's maybe 5 or 8 seconds Slurpee that of talking animation that kind of ends up recycling itself. So that's probably how we did most of these backstage talkies, unless there was something specific going on. There's where they cut some promos. Back to the makeup area. Oh, who's that? Is that Mickey? You're so fine, Mickey. I wish you weren't
why you're trying to fight Undertaker
released.
at WrestleMania. Do you have some sort of death wish?
I don't. And I don't really know why I'm... Well, I mean, I picked versus Undertaker, so I definitely want to take on Undertaker. So here I'm showing our first-person mode. Scene interview, tournament losers bracket, Swagger Primo, Rhodes versus Bourne, Raw Tournament Finals, and then the match of the Giants. 2 of those Giants made the Hall of Fame this year. Khali and Kane. Big Show, another guy now that I think of it, who's now in AEW.
Two of Raw's elite superstars are squaring off in tonight's main event.
As unbreakable as Undertaker's streak seems, maybe one of these
trying
two
to pick him up
could
again.
Look out! Look out!
Those feet are just hilarious. But again, their Guar feet are that big. And they're on, you know, Dave would go on stage every night looking like that. I mean, he had some other prosthetics and stuff that I was not able to include for both, yeah, for reasons, but that's kind of what he looked like.
What a war that was, King.
And the commentators just mentioned back when Triple H faced Undertaker at WrestleMania 17. I believe that was the first WrestleMania that I attended. Back when THQ would bring journalists to WrestleMania and then do some kind of like announcement or demo or something like that. The Tree of Oderus. What can I do out of that? Can I do something cool? There we go.
Oh, ow!
Smell them big feet.
Going top rope
Smelling
once
like war
more.
blood. Dave, after every show, would have to take those shoes off and kind of pour out all the guar blood that was in them, and it was like a cup of guar blood every night.
That'll do some damage. And there's a hard right hand.
There's some nice combo there.
Here. He has no business in this match.
That rat Jericho sticking his nose into this match.
And Jericho just hops right in. Well, let's get Triple H outside so Jericho can do something to him. Now the targeting is I'm targeting the ref for some reason. Now I'm targeting Jericho. I don't really know how to fix that. Nope. Well, okay, Jericho. Triple H is just going out there.
Jericho.
Maybe because the ref targeted me.
Confused, Michael. When we determine Raw's winner, then what?
From my understanding, he'll compete against the winners from ECW and SmackDown.
Thanks, Chris. You're on my list of Christmas card recipients.
A sharp elbow drop. A stiff shot with the elbow.
Alright, he's probably pretty weak after taking that code breaker. I do have a signature. I don't know what the signature is.
He might make his opponent tap right here.
I don't believe the destruction we're seeing.
This guy's just going from one painful move to another.
Yeah, I love anything we do with those big floppy feet.
And there's another elbow drop.
Oh, and Triple H elbowing the feet. Fair enough. Okay, I gotta get used to hitting up on the right stick to pick him up.
He's heading back up. After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future.
Oh my, the Barbarian destroying everything in sight.
I did an arm drag for a signature move. All right. 2, 3. Okay.
Barbarian wins.
His nickname is Oderus' nickname here is the Barbarian. There weren't a lot of
last week it was Randy Orton.
Decent sounding nicknames to give him.
It seems like you only get one chance to break the streak. Of course, tonight he had a little help.
Jericho had absolutely no business out here. I wonder if that favor will be reciprocated on SmackDown.
I know I'll be tuning into SmackDown Friday, not to mention ECW tomorrow, to see who advances.
As will I, partner.
Almost forgot ECW was still a thing back then, WWE ECW. But because I enlisted the help of Jericho, I need to go reciprocate like they said. And, well, let's see if this has me going to SmackDown. Yeah, not a bad looking load screen there. Yeah, we're in Tucson, Arizona for SmackDown. And we get the intro just to show that we're, because we're not starting in the back. Nice lighting by Ukes. Pretty sure Ukes handled all of this. Oh, you get the back of the dudes too. That actually looked pretty good. A lot of people love this game, don't they? Over the years, I found out how much this game meant to people, how much this Road to WrestleMania meant to people. Because to me, it was a little bit disappointing. Helped Jericho win. Damaged Mysterio, who has dropped out of the ring. That's not very good grammar. I don't know if we did that. However, if the referee sees you attacking Mysterio, Jericho would lose by DQ. And this is the flying forearm. The flying burrito, as it used to be called, by heels when Tito Santana did it. Mysterio, coming in pretty quick, coming in hot.
It seems it's time for Jericho's favor to be repaid. Rey Mysterio has the WWE Universe behind him.
Dear Lord,
and I'm already tired. Look at him, just
so much damage.
Kind of blew myself up, just like I was Ultimate Warrior. All right, Jericho's doing me a favor here.
This doesn't look good.
And Jericho is tying up the referee's attention.
Cool. I guess I'll do something then. Oh, but
Mysterio squeezing down on the head.
Good counter there. There we go. Neckbreaker. And let's get him into the
whip right into that security
into
wall.
the security wall. Yeah.
Would you look at for the love of? When will he throw Mysterio back into the ring?
Chris Jericho so smug and arrogant.
You hear those nice little tips by the commentary to kind of give us a little hint on what to do next. About Jericho tying up the ref and me, how I should throw Mysterio back into the ring. You know, I'm trying not to make these things super blatant and gameplay-wise, but one of the ways that I can tell you what to do without explicitly telling you what to do is to have the commentators tell you what to do. If you're listening to them. Oh, there's an interesting kind of submission move right there. I'll do some taunting outside because I think my work is pretty much done. Jericho drags him in the middle.
Here.
One, two.
And Mysterio
Oh, a
down
kick
deep
out.
to roll the shoulder up.
That was a very late kick out there.
An aggressive shot to the midsection.
Ooh, that did it.
Ray's coming back. Can't count him out.
And you can feel the emotion pouring out of Rey Mysterio.
But maybe that taunt was ill-advised. All right, Chris. Ooh, he does a little springboard.
To the skull
I like how that drop
One
kick
has to be
turns
thinking
into
about the possibility of a
crossbody.
concussion. Uh-oh, here we go. Walls of Jericho.
There we go. You done, son. Is one of the fan signs, as often said. Tap him. Yes, he taps.
There's the match right there.
And I have no control at this moment.
Well, I hope Chris Jericho is happy with himself.
If he's the best in the world at what he does, why did he need help?
How many more favors will he cash in to beat Undertaker's WrestleMania streak? Folks, we'll see you next week.
And all of this happened because I accepted Jericho's help. I believe if I hadn't accepted Jericho's help, maybe he would have attacked me. I'm not sure. Again, I don't have the scripts with me, and it's been a long time. So, yeah, shout me out in the comments if you remember what happens if you don't take Jericho's help. I always appreciate when you guys comment on these videos. There's been people who have said quite a bit, and it's always fun. I try to respond to everybody. And now we're in New York, and we're back to being, yeah, Tyson Tomko-esque.
Raw is on the air live. We're here in New York City, and this crowd cannot wait to find out who Undertaker will face at WrestleMania.
I kind of wish when you got into first person, you would be able to put the camera in a position and it would stay there instead of snapping back to default, but it didn't. You know, little things like that, by the time I noticed them or whatever, it was probably too late to fix them because they weren't. There gets to be a point where the only things that you can fix are game-breaking bugs or whatnot. And that's why you had something like the giant laptop-shaped cell phone back in the day. All right, I switched it up. Okay, now I fixed that. Saved and went back in and made sure that my cinematic attire, my background attire is the same. So now I'm in full Oderus regalia. I also gave myself a different finisher and signature.
Those guys from SmackDown and ECW had better respect Raw's turf. Otherwise, they could find themselves in for a surprise. Know what I mean?
What? You gonna make him sit next to you on the plane? You're a cruel guy, Miz.
You make me sick.
Now, what do they say if you're Miz? I guess he's not there. You don't have those kind of interactions. I don't want to play as Miz to find out. I'm just a little curious. And also, I don't remember where everybody is backstage here. We have a meat log, some sandwiches, a deli tray. Guar fans will know all about their obsession with deli trays. There's some big olives in there. But I don't know where everybody is backstage, so I'm probably going to miss some stuff. I'm not going to bore you and me by going to every single room every single time. So I'm probably going to miss some stuff. But, you know, You're probably not watching this to get a very, very comprehensive look at all gameplay. You're hopefully watching this because you want to hear what I think is the person who designed almost all of it. Save this SP thing. I did not design it at all. In fact, I wanted Smitty. Smitty was voiced by one of my favorite comedians, Paul F. Tompkins, who I brought in for the job and got to direct in voiceover. So if I would have known that we were going to have this, I probably would have, I'm sure Paul would have been fine adding a couple more lines in there like, hey, what can I do for you today? Okay, see you later. That type of thing. Now, who's that? Is that Zack Ryder? Can I even talk to Zack? Yeah, you should be talking to me. There's your push. You wanted it so bad. Haha. As some of you know, when I applied for a position at WWE, Stephanie, who I'm going to talk to right now.
Good luck tonight. Remember, you're on your home turf. That should give you the advantage.
Thanks, Stephanie. I have to say I'm a little surprised at how supportive you're being.
When someone from my brand does well, it's good for all of us.
She asked me to do 2 more samples, writing samples, and one of them involved Zack Ryder, making him kind of part of the force behind the Raw Anonymous GM. Hey, boy.
Get out of here, man.
Man, get out of here, man. I love hearing Dave Brockie talk in this. I think he did... Is that Paul London? Hey, Paul. Love Paul London, too. But we're talking about my love for Dave Brockie. So every time I hear his voice, I think about what a great performance he gave, what a great man he was. I always used to say that... Oh, wait, that's Yoshi. Yoshi! Don't pretend to be Paul London, jerk. Got me all excited. I don't know Yoshitatsu. Nothing against him. I just haven't met him. Paul London did motion capture for us for this game when he did some shooting star presses.
I can
as Evan
accept
Bourne.
losing to you last week, but you'd better go all the way in this tournament.
Fair enough. I say fair enough a lot, by the way. My wife knows that. Don't you, Tonko?
No, I don't.
Oh, she doesn't know that. Okay. Where was I? Paul London. Oh, Paul London did. Yeah, he did when we needed shooting star presses to do Evan Bourne's mocap. Paul came in and did that for us, and I know his brother John really well too. Good guy. He did one of the first geeky podcasts that I knew of, the Geekscape podcast, which I believe is still going strong. Paul's out there in Jonathan's out there in Los Angeles. He does a lot of mountain climbing and running and stuff. And there's Santino. Oh, I hope Santino doesn't diss me. Usually the people backstage have something to do with the show. I tried to make that happen.
Punk.
That hurts. That hurts, Santino. What I wanted to do with all these extra doors... Oh, look at that DX military thing. You see a lot of doors here that lead to nowhere. I wanted NPCs to go in and out of them, to cycle out, but that doesn't work.
You will not beat me in this tournament.
We'll see later tonight, Kozlov.
No later. I will smash you now, so you cannot fight later.
Oh, and here we got another backstage altercation. Eventually. There's a load screen of that area where we are. So that's kind of different. Alright, a backstage brawl against Kozlov, who's the ECW rep for the tournament that we have going on. Ooh, big. Is that a T-bone suplex? Is it a New York strip suplex? Just kidding, that's not a thing. Now let's grab that shovel or whatever. How do I do that? X, okay. And that didn't work. Kozlov's chest is already pretty red, but he's also kind of beating me up. Run into something, buddy. Woo! Alright, here we go. Here we don't go. Here, and let's, yep. Okay. Going for the grapple brought him down. And now you got shoveled. Oh, look at he's at the women's changing room there. Ooh, in the powder in the face. Boom. Bulldog, Jericho style. And that's an interesting takedown. That's when I hold R1 and use the right stick. And some reason that crate was flashing. Alright, we got him. Whew. He actually started off pretty tough there. But we prevailed. Right, hipster CM Punk? Boy, he sure got a lot more tats after that, didn't he? Yeah, what do you think now, Kozlov? Looking at my horny head? $155 SP. For beating you up? I should have got more than that.
Get lost.
I almost headbutted the camera there. Not the first time.
Just go away.
Dissed by Maurice. That's French people for you. Chavo Primo, MVP, and Mark Henry against Punk and Gallows. Cena Swagger, Mickey Maurice, DiBiase versus Hurricane. Many people have asked me, yeah, well, why isn't Hurricane playable? He's on these posters and he's in Road to WrestleMania. Well, I'll talk about that later. If we get to that. I think he's in Mysterio's storyline in a couple scenes. I'll talk about it then. I don't want to blow my wad here and talk so much about everything, because hopefully I will get through this storyline. I'll probably do Edge and Christians next. Maybe do Mysterio's after that.
Top of the heap. Not quite the top, Michael. That spot is reserved for the dead man.
So a triple threat. And again, I still don't know how to change my targeting. I don't know what this X thing is. X gonna give it to you. R.I.P.
Controlling the arm. ECW's Kozlov may be the one to get pinned here.
I wouldn't be so sure, Michael. That guy can absorb a superhuman amount of punishment.
Jericho from behind.
I wonder how much damage Kozlov has coming in here since I beat him up before the match. Uppercut. Bulldog.
What a boot! Man, that one
Oderus Urungus, the mythos of that character, and all Gwar characters, is they are the scumdogs of the universe. They are the masters, kind of barbarian task force that would go and destroy worlds. Via slow body slam, apparently. A lot of my moveset is based on Jericho's, it seems like, isn't it? And they are both kind of targeting me, so I'll go over here then. I don't know how to exit the ring. Would be a nice thing to know how to do, especially in a triple threat. Oderus did actually do some wrestling. In 1999, I think. He was involved in a wrestling show because I knew the promoters. It was my first wrestling show, and I got Gwar there. And Oderus took on Techno Destructo in front of about 40 people. It was not quite the grandiose debut. Oh, Double Team. It was not quite the grandiose debut that they or I had hoped for, but that's the way wrestling goes. And Oderus also took on Tracy Smothers, rest in peace. Speaking of rest in peace, here's The Undertaker. I believe commentary should be talking about The Undertaker.
Shouldn't he have home court advantage?
He's looking to put his opponent away right
Oh yeah, the finisher, baby. The bionic elbow, if you will.
Oh my, the Barbarian destroying everything in sight. One, two. And the Barbarian gets out at 2. Raw's qualifier.
So they have not mentioned Undertaker yet on commentary, which is quite strange.
Undertaker.
Well, there he is. Thanks.
I'm confused. There wasn't a clear winner to this match.
Sure looks to me like Undertaker came out on top.
But he wasn't even supposed to be involved in the match. What's going to happen?
I see a big meeting in the near future for the WWE Board of Directors.
Hopefully this will all be cleared up soon. Who's going to face the dead man at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I wanted this to be a kind of a fun little curveball. It's the Undertaker story after all, and we have not seen or heard from him, so to have him come up as a surprise and disrupt that triple threat and lay somebody out seemed like a fun little thing to do. And now we're riding to the next town, and I think I'm going to stop it here in Roanoke, Virginia, near Richmond, Virginia, which is the home of Guar, again. So yeah, I think that'll be it for now. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and please like this video, and please subscribe, and have a lovely day.